Am I the a-hole for kicking out my brother and his family for telling my daughter to not act like a W-word? My brother is religious. He was having financial problems, so my wife and I allowed him and his family to stay with us. Obviously, that was a bad idea, but I love him and couldn't let them and their kids be homeless. I'm considering doing this for 2 reasons. Our son is gay and has a boyfriend. When my brother found out, he wanted me to disown him and kick him out. I told him no, that's never going to happen. Not only would my wife kick all of us out and divorce me if I did that, I was also not comfortable doing that to my boy. Obviously, there was nothing he could do. Either he and his family become homeless, or they live with us and mind their business. I said, you can leave if you want, but don't tell me how to raise my son. He didn't like that but chose to stay. However, when my son brings his boyfriend over, he starts telling him that it's hair and man, that he's disgusting and shouldn't be doing that in front of his kids. I didn't find out about this until last week when my son finally told me. Apparently this has been happening for over 4 years and my son finally had enough. He was teaching his cousin karate because he has a black belt, and his uncle yelled at him to not touch his son because he's gay. He still hasn't told his mother because he knows she would have them sleeping in the streets, so he decided to tell me first because he's my brother. For the second reason, he tells our daughter to cover up because he has 2 sons. First it was just him, and now his wife also keeps making these comments. By the way, our daughter is 12, and she wears comfortable clothes because she's at home. Yes, her clothes may be a little bit revealing, but she's a child and it's her house. But I finally had enough when he told me that my daughter keeps acting like a W-word and that she's a bad influence on his daughter, which is ridiculous because my daughter speaks 3 languages. She's the top of her class and she's hopefully going to be a top athlete. My wife already wants them gone because of what they say about our daughter. But if I told her about this last thing and about what's happening with our son, I'm sure she'll kick them out and their children immediately. But their kids have done nothing wrong, so I feel very conflicted. A lot of people have asked why they stayed with us for so long. Well, he has so much debt that he literally can't afford anything. He made many unfortunate decisions, and a lot of them were beyond his control. Trust me, if they could afford to support their kids and find a place, I would have kicked them out the moment he tried to tell me to disown my son. In fact, he even tried to do it for me. My son told me that his uncle told him that I hated him for being gay and tried to make him believe that I secretly wanted him gone. I can't really kick them out because he would never leave without taking his kids with him, and if he did that, CPS would get involved and take away his kids from us. That would be very traumatic for them, so I really don't know what to do. I'm really freaking angry at him for trying to turn my son against me. And the fact that he refuses to apologize for what he said to my daughter has me wanting to do something I might regret. Would I be the a-hole if I kicked them out? Update. Okay, so they left. I guess I was right. He did in fact take his kids with him. He would rather his kids be homeless than be raised by sinners. I don't recommend you invite people like my brother into your home, especially if they have kids. It gets very messy.
Here are the top comments.
You're the a-hole if you don't kick him out. You asked him to respect your home, and that clearly did not work. The result of crossing your boundaries is finding another place to live.
You're the a-hole. You should be prioritizing your children over some nut job who happens to share some genetics with you. Your children are suffering because of a choice you are making.